Hello everybody, let's get right into the decision making here. This is Jump In, Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy, and we're going to get our 3 packs. This is Bold, Artifact, and Merciless. Bold is the pack that I have not played with before. Artifact has 2 times led me down to Mages, and Merciless is a pack that I would like to try. My idea here is I wonder where Bold is going to lead us in red. Could this be something like Bold Mages? That's a little too tempting for me not to try. Mages is one of my favorite packs. And yeah, I don't think there's anything that I can do here. I feel compelled to try this Bold Mages and see how it lines up against Artifact Mages. My opinions at the end of this video. We're going to go ahead, confirm those picks, and jump right into the games. Shout out to the Jumpstart community on Reddit. I had joined a couple of weeks ago, and I felt nothing but support for those fine people over there in the Jumpstart community. Some people they love Jumpstart. There's a lot of custom Jumpstart packs for Jumpstart cubes that you can go ahead and get inspiration from over there. So I'd love if you guys were to check it out. This is an easy keep, and just looking at what the curve looks like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 1/1 with jump. We'll go ahead and keep that. Where we play this tap land is going to matter. We are going to want this on turn 3. So go to its power whenever it attach up to 1 equipment. We will go ahead and do this. Make sure that we have this on turn 3, and if we have an untapped land, we have Lionheart on turn 4. This is going to be a really good curve out if that's where we go. I mean, just keeps getting better and better. Okay, let's see. This has jump, so we're not going to be able to block. The 2/1, and then this is a 2/2. You can attach equipment. Okay. Looks like we're going to go Vivi on turn 3 into Lionheart if we have that land, and we don't. Okay, so we could go ahead, play this, and then attach the equipment. 1 target equipment to attacking creature you control. Okay, and so we can make this a 4/2. I don't think that's what we're going to want to do. Do we really want to trade off? We don't really want to. But are we willing to? I can't say that we are. Well, we're going to have an 0/4 blocker. We're going to have an 0/4 blocker, so if they tap out for an equipment, assuming it has job select and it's not going to be able to move around, we would have a blocker. Okay? We play Vivi, shoot this, but again, we need, I'm sorry, we would play Lionheart, shoot this, and draw a card. We need this land to make this happen. This is only for non-creatures. No, any combination of blue or red where it's power. Okay, not exactly what we wanted, but we will take the time to cycle. We'll play it. We will not attack. Okay, next turn Lionheart, killing this, attacking with everybody. Yeah. They're gonna start digging. So next turn I think Lionheart has to be the play. We don't want them to dig extra cards all the time. Okay. Block there this turn. Ooh, the octopus is a fun card. But we'll draw a card here, hopefully a land. Play the land. They can equip, but I'm not overly worried as long as we get some action here. Three cards in hand, 2 mana. Cast, add red, but only for equipment, and activate equipment abilities. Okay. Attack for 3. A land would play out all the hand, but we would need to draw some, yeah, strange. Maybe we play a non-creature spell. Hoping the top deck is good to us. Otherwise, we play out all of our hands and can't stop his flyer. Okay, but even one spell, converted mana cost 4 or more, will tap down. We had nothing and nothing in hand. That is a premature concession. We could have had 2 lands in a row on the top of our deck. We had no manipulation there. That seemed premature. We're going to jump right into a second game and hopefully have a little bit more competitive game all the way to the end. Again, if we did have a spell with a converted mana cost 4 or more, I think we were going to be able to chain them together, and we were going to have a really fun couple of turns. But this is really good with Lionheart. You play that on 4 and then attack, and it's attacking as a 4/3. We can go ahead and keep this. Okay, let's see how big that's going to get over the course of the game. It's not going to be under 2 toughness by the time you get to Lionheart, so that is not the solution. Good curve out so far by the opponent. Ready to trade if need be. If they go land and then creature, we would trade with the Garnet. We would not trade with the Garnet because it's going to be a 3. Yeah, this is not going to be a game in our favor. This is going to be real tough real quickly. That is a good one at some point, but not at this point, right? This is going to attack as a 4/4. We double block. Eat a lot of damage. He's going to get a land every time for this. He's got 4 mana to do something. He kind of knows that we'll double block here, or at least he should know. Wow. Yep. Almost hit the concede button on my concession, my opponent's concession in the last game. Yeah, this is not going to go our way. I do not think that this is too quickly. We were down to 1, and we were going to have 0 creatures on board against his 3. That was a fast one, but let's jump right back into the saddle and see what we got. When we have played curve out decks similar, they are definitely kind of the A plus C plus A plus B plus C kind of deck, right? You need the right spells, the right lands, and then the key combat tricks at the same time. When they work out so great. There's very little that you can do about it. But I think the right half of our deck could have definitely slowed them down. The 0-4s that we have in the deck, the 2-1s that could have traded on turn 2. I think there's some things there that we could have done to slow it down, but we didn't have it, and no big deal. We'll play another game and see how it goes. A little bit long getting our opponent, and we will go back into the queue. And let's try again. Hopefully we'll match with an opponent very quickly, this time in under 2 seconds. So thank you, Arena. We do appreciate that. Playing against the Axeman. And this all looks really good. This is non-creature spell tap, right? So just the non-creature is the tap part. The tap and the stun. For 4 mana. And then for 8 mana, you put 8 +1/+1 counters onto this. So that would be a 10/9. So quite a cool card. Menace on the 2/2. We're gonna start off. Let's see. What do we do here? We start off with the Emperor. Get the mana going. Whenever another creature or artifact you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Okay? We are not blocking here if he goes ahead and offers the trade. I guess we could have thought about playing a different 2-drop in order to consider the trade if we wanted to. No, we can't because it has Menace. Okay. Trade will not be offered because we will not have the mana to take care of that. Okay. Dragoon's Lance is a good piece of equipment. 4 to equip is pretty expensive, but other than the expense, it is a really good piece of equipment. Okay. We can go ahead and play a 2-drop, and then we can surveil and draw a card to have something good up for next turn. If he taps out, there is something we could do here with Flash. Creature gains first strike, so depending on how he wants to block, we can give our creature first strike after double blocking. But I'm only going to do it if he taps out. If he has open mana, I'm not looking to get blown out right now. Okay. He's going to target the Emperor. And we'll use that mana to surveil 1 right now. This way, if we need to do it again, not interested in the land. Next turn, we can get a stun counter out of it. So, we'll see how that works. Attack with everything. We are taking the 4 for sure. Okay, so we can play a warrior sword, tap down the flyer, have 2 blockers, but we don't want to. We don't want to lose the octopus here. Okay. We could surveil and draw a card and do the same play. I think I want to get another creature onto the battlefield. I'll tap this down. I don't want to trade. It does mean that he's going to be able to just attack in freely. I think that's fine. I'm hoping to maybe catch him off guard with this first strike at some point, if this is something that we can do. Maybe play Dreams next turn, dig for the land. He's going to put a +1/+1 counter on the menace creature, probably. Unless he wants to go all in on the flying. Nope. He wants to do it on the menace. He'll attack for 3. Okay. This is instant speed, so we can kind of tap something down for 2 turns. But if we do that, we're going to want to... We're not going to play the land that we get. We're going to take 2 in the air. Do we just lock something down? Yeah, I think we do, right? Lock down 2 powers worth of something for next turn. Get the land, and it's not the land we were looking for. Someday we're going to have to think about trading off here. Don't want it to be yet, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. Okay, it's going to tap out and give us the option. Can't take 5. Wow, that's strange. Okay. Hagen is a good card, but not specifically good here. We Mountain Cycle. Tap down a flyer again. Mountain Cycle, tap down a flyer, put out the Coral Sword. That's not going to get us there. But what else will? Do you have anything? Okay. I think. We're still in a lot of trouble here. He didn't attack much last... he didn't attack at all last turn, right? He may not attack this turn. If he doesn't, I think it's wrong. I think he should be aggressive here. We're down to 11. I don't know what he's waiting for. He keeps playing spells out first main. Yep. Can move an equipment over. Oh, you can move the equipment to the one that's already flying? Let's see. He's in total control of this game. And he's acting like he doesn't know that. Yeah, that's a good attack. We're going to have to block. Gonna have to block because he's gonna kill the octopus. Yep. Reach creature helps, but not enough. Right? What are we doing here? He's going to attack 5, menace. Yep. No way to get out of that. Okay, let's move on to another game. Not off to the most powerful of starts. That first game felt really powerful, and it looked like we were just going to be smooth sailing from there on out. But the last 2 games have not felt that same way. Let's keep going, though. It's really hard to make a decision on a deck after just a handful of games. You may be thinking that this deck, has a certain power level, but you certainly want to see a little bit more. I like the cards as I'm reading them from the bold pack. I know the games haven't gone our way so far, but we will definitely be looking to turn that around. Okay, waiting for an opponent here. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents to lead you to a new strategy. I think partially that is true. When you are practicing, when you are learning, if you make a mistake and don't learn from it, that is really a setback in your development. If you make a mistake and at least you learn from it, I think that's at least beneficial to your overall growth in the game. So I've made my share of mistakes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you want to come back on this Thursday for a draft video, you will see a huge mistake that I make on camera. Although I left it in because I think it's the same kind of mistake that I would have made if I was sitting on my couch, and the same kind of mistake that each new player, each returning player, and any Magic player makes over the course of playing the game. So it's in there. It's embarrassing. If you want to come back just to see the embarrassment, I welcome you also. But I think I make a good recovery in the next game, and I'm not going to spoil the ending, but you'll see how we end up doing over the course of the entire draft. Okay, 3-drop. I think we just go ahead, and we're not going to use Thunder Magic here just to get the counter. We'll look to save it for 4 mana, so that we can get the +1/+1 counter at least, and then all of these will also help give us those +1/+1 counters. Here's the train. Sacrifice an artifact or vehicle, put +1/+1 counter on this. Okay. Here we can attack, and then depending on what they do, have instant speed. We'll try and Thunder Magic this, and then if he sacrifices, then it will be a 2 for 2, and we will end up with something. He will end up with a... Okay. If I do this Thunder Magic before he blocks, he can't block the Sahagin. He's not blocking anyway. We do it now so that we get +1/+1 counter. Get a treasure token. still works. I think that sacrificing the treasure token was not in his best interest, but that will be his decision to make. So if we go 3, then we don't have anything else. We could go Sahagin here, make a second one. We could go get the thunder magic back. Get a +1/+1 counter. But don't we just want to do all of this next turn and play Shantoto? I think so. This is going to force him to have a removal spell up at the ready. And it looks like he does. He's reading it, and yep, that is intervention. Okay, so it doesn't, it just really kind of pushes the turn. Now we have a Vivi to do very similar things. And we'll get the thunder magic back. We could play the thunder magic if we needed to. Although, unless he has a land, that's not going to be anything. I'm not risking that. I think we just make a copy. If he has a land, he could play this Malboro and make us discard. Destroy target creature. Okay. He destroys Vivi for sure. Okay. These are going to be unblockable though. What is thunder magic? It is It is 7 mana to deal 8 damage. Well, we don't need to do that. We can kill either one. Now, let's see. If we pay 4 mana, this is 5 to get it back. Okay, do we have another instant or sorcery we can get back? We do. We pay 5 mana. Get the counters. 5, 2. Yeah, we win here. Right? He's tapped out. Get the counters. Attack for 7. Okay. Love the options on this mage deck once you get past. You know, it sounds like you want to get to 4 mana, but when you do get to 6, 7 mana, it just feels like you have so many things to do. It feels like the 4 mana converted mana cost is your mechanical play for the turn, and then you also have some mana left over to do a secondary play. Just feels great. Go ahead and keep this. I would have liked a 3rd land or some way to draw a card, but Emperor will be able to help us play non-creature spells. Yeah, this one is... I kind of want to do this right away. So it becomes a 1-2 next turn with... I just don't think we can. But I kind of want to Thunder Magic it right now. The plan will be, even if it's off pace, I think I want to Thunder Magic it next turn. So I'm a little scared now that that they've held this up. always just have that. What's the worst happens here? He plays a land, gets a trigger, and then he does the sorcery speed thing. Worst comes to worst, we have ice magic. I'd love to be able to get another creature down. Yep. Okay. Slower way of making this happen. Of course, we didn't draw the land, so in the long run, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble if we don't. In the short run, we still have this ice magic, so not too bad. We can make him put this on the top or bottom, but we don't get anywhere with that. So let's just play this out. He doesn't have a 2-mana combat trick to save the Chocobo. Okay. This is all fine. He could have the +2/+2, +4/+4, but he didn't have it when we burnt out the Chocobo, so don't think he would have it now. Ice magic. Put this top or bottom. Draw a card. Make this a big attacker. Attack. Not really looking to trade there. This will help me in the long run to draw a card. He does not have the combat trick, the 1-mana combat trick. He would have used it there. So he plays a 3 and a 2, or he plays this and maybe a tap land. Okay. So we have Barret Wallace we could do. We could do Dreams of Laguna as just a regular spell. Attack with a 2/4. And then get him with first strike if he does anything. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how this is going wrong for us, right? Got the land for next turn. Just attack with everything and we Coral Sword whatever he does. However he blocks with this. Yep, and if this somehow gets blown out, it's not a big deal. But if not, then he's in a lot of trouble. Really quickly, Dreams of Laguna draws 2 cards. Light of Judgment destroys whatever. If he puts out 1 blocker that is bigger than we can deal with. He is going to put out 2 blockers, but again, like, not going to go well for him. Destroy this. He's going to have a 2/2. He's going to be able to block that if that's what he chooses. But he's going to take a pile of damage. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think there's any otherwise. He's even gaining menace, so he can't block it. Didn't expect that menace. Did slip my mind, to be perfectly honest. He's going to kill it anyway. Kill it without having to block it. That's fine. This Dreams of Laguna's flashback is probably going to be what we have, and then we have Haste Magic, if that's going to save one of our creatures from this 4/4. This will be 3 counters. So this will go ahead and be flipped. Draw another card. I mean, could we lose this at some point with like a double block? I think we could, but what are we going to do? No, he can't because he would die. Okay. Non-creature, non-lands. Has to block. He blocks here, blocks there. Haste magic. Saves our creature. And then we have 2 creatures for next turn. And he has an open board. That should get the concession. Ooh. 6/6 and gain 3 life. Okay, it's something, all right. It's gonna force us to have something, but I think we're gonna end up having it anyway. We attack. Yeah, I think it was land. We go get back a spell. We attack with both. He blocks 1. This trigger will go off with the number of non-land, non-creatures in our hand, and I think that ends up winning the game there. Okay, let's jump into another one. Fun deck. So far, the bold seems to work well with the mages, just like the artifacts. I will say the artifacts work well with the mages also. I don't know if I have a good feeling on which one works better. This is a 3-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your combat, a creature gets +2/+0. At the end of your combat, if you deal 6 damage, it flips. Can't pretend I love this card. If you're dealing 6 damage, you probably don't need that much more help to win the game. We have a Sahagin and a Vivi, and then we can go ahead and make copies pretty quickly after that. Looks like they're playing blue-red also. Okay, well, I mean, let's see. Do we play the Emperor immediately? Yeah, right? Because I think the idea is still Emperor, Vivi, and then can't make a copy of either one because they are legendary, but you can make a copy that is something else. Okay. Here you wouldn't mind making a copy even though it's legendary because it would just... This is effectively locked down unless you're going to use ice magic on your own creature. So making a copy of it just kind of gets you out of that lock. Okay. Okay, so where do we go here? We can make a copy of the 2/2 just to be able to block and get a counter. Doesn't sound particularly great. We could play Dreams of Lagunas to get a counter. Dreams of Lagunas. Sahagin, Dreams of Lagunas, or make a copy of Emperor. Or even make a copy of a land, to be perfectly honest. No. Sahagin, and then Dreams of Lagunas on his turn. This will be a 1/4 if he taps out. Okay. This is a 3/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 hero token. If 4 or more mana was spent this way, draw 2 cards. If 8 or more mana was spent this way, sacrifice this and deal that much damage to your opponent. Okay. Get the +1/+1 counter to become 1/1. You can block with no worries. We make a copy. Does he have a removal spell? If he does, there's not much I can do about it. Right? I can play this Blitz Ball. I can attack. Give him the opportunity to block. And play Haste Magic. I block and play Haste Magic. Just get something else on the battlefield. He destroys this. A big removal spell. Light of Judgment. Kill this. Make a 1/1 and draw 2 cards. That would be a great turn for my opponent. Not a great turn for myself. But not a death knell because I'm going to be able to Dreams of Lagunas. That'll be 4 counters. Okay. Draw 2 cards plus that Chocobo. Okay. Yep. That's a great turn also. We just... Now we want to shorten up this game as much as possible. Right? 2. Do I want to play this first? So I play this first. Yeah. Okay, let me know in the comments below, was that premature? If they had a removal spell, they just drew 2 more cards. I think they could have gotten back into this game. I think I was happy with where I was. I was considering playing the Octopus, then playing the card draw spell, then getting more counters, right? Tapping something down with stun counters. I didn't have a big attack this turn, but I was going to be attacking with unblockable. So I think over the long term, I did have that game in hand. So that was 6 games. That was 4 wins and 2 losses. I thought it was really strong. My recommendations. So I do think Bold Mage is stronger than Artifact Mage. Please let me know in the comments below what you think. It seemed like the bold cards just went along with Mage a little bit better. More of the red side with the removal that you needed. Artifact did have some good additions, like the 4 mana spell that makes a 3/3, and then you can flash it back for, I believe, 6 to make a 5/5 artifact token. That's a really good one on the artifact side. But, you know, I love this mage part so much that whether it's Bold Mage or Artifact Mage, I'm going to be super happy playing it. Please let me know your thoughts. If you like this content, like and subscribe like everyone else says. In the description below, there is a link to an Amazon affiliate store. It is no cost to you, and it offers a little bit of support to me as I'm trying to grow this channel, get better equipment for better video and sound. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.